you're performing and you're on the stage, I feel like you really just have to suck it up because you're just gonna need to deal with it for 3 minutes, you know. But you have to be kind of professional about it. It hurts, but you know, you have to get through it. So I think that's a part that is kind of difficult when it becomes severe and you're in real pain, but you can't really show it. And yeah. Also, another question that I got is when it's a special time of the month, how do idols deal with the clothes that they're performing in? And this is actually a thing that I remember because I've had this incident before. So all of the members had to wear white pants. You know, it was part of the outfit. We all had matching outfits, so the outfit was white and I had to wear white pants, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't. It's the special time of the month, and I was freaking out. So in cases like that, you just have to try your best to not make a big thing happen. It's just uncomfortable when you don't have an option to actually change into other clothes. But if you are not matching with all the members, you guys have all different outfits, you can ask your stylist beforehand, which I did a couple of times before too. You can be I can't wear white today, because all the stylists are usually girls, so they'll be okay, and then they'll just change the bottom wear for you. So, and let's just say if it was a white skirt, they'll just change it to a black skirt. So in terms of that, if you tell them beforehand, they can change it. But if it's an outfit that has already been set to go on a music show program that happens to be white, then you just have to deal with it. And yeah, it's pretty uncomfortable because you're just asking your members hey, am I okay? Can you? It's we're all practicing and it's time to practice, and one of the members you know, today I have really bad cramps. If you guys can understand, I just kind of take it easy on the dance moves, but I'll try my best to just follow up with you guys. And for us, we understand. The problem happens when you have a teacher. So a teacher is actually going to be teaching you dance, and obviously you're not in the condition or the mood or you know, to just be ready to actually dance and do the choreo. There are going to be a couple of teachers who might understand that, but most of the time, every female will go through this. So to them, it's okay, you know, you gotta do it. It's just super hard when you're actually having to learn a choreography or in a lesson. Then for that time, you have to kind of just go through it. Unless it's really bad, then you tell them, but most of the time you cannot, you know, that's not an excuse. So the first thing is, how do idols cope when they have periods? Obviously training and practice. When idols have to train and dance but they're on their periods, it is a little bit uncomfortable. I mean, just doing a lot of activity in general is uncomfortable for whenever you're on your period, because you just don't feel like moving. And members had really bad symptoms, and you know, we would always have to be practicing and we would always have to be working. So it was actually really stressful on their body and just stressful in general, because you gotta cope through with it. So what I'm talking about is when idols on their periods, they have to cope through with it. Either that they take the Advil or painkillers to just reduce the pain of cramps or any symptoms that they might have. You usually do have to deal with it. If it's really bad, you can ask your members, because this is what my members did, or one of my members asked. I have never heard of that before. I mean, there might be cases like that, but I've never heard of that before. The problem is that it's a stressful work environment, and just being an idol is very stressful. So a lot of idols, they don't get their periods often sometimes. I'm not saying that it's for everybody. There are people who get it normally, but a lot of people, they don't get it for months, and obviously it's really unhealthy for the body, and that's because to severe dieting and just stress and work conditions that they're not used to, their body's not used to. And when this happens, they either go to the doctor and then just try to get it taken care of. Some girls just try to weigh it out. Members didn't get it for almost half a year, 6 months, and I was dude, you have to go to the hospital, that's pretty severe. Check. I think the also part that was kind of uncomfortable is that most of the times your managers and just staff might be male, and it's really hard to just like tell them that it's that time of the month. They obviously will do understand, but it's kind of like hard to bring it up in general. You might not be in a good mood and be like, oh, what's wrong? And sometimes you could kind of feel uncomfortable to tell them that it's that time of the month, and some people will understand, but I feel like a lot of girls do not just say that. So I feel like for me it's difficult when you have a lot of male people working with you. There's been many cases. I'm like, oh, can you take me to the convenience store? And they'll be like, wow. I'm like, I need to go to the convenience store. And they'll be like, oh, okay. Another question that I got is, do companies force you to take pills? No, companies don't force you to take pills. I feel like that's just your own option to take. So I know that a lot of idols goes through that. For me personally, I actually started getting more symptoms or more severe symptoms when I was an idol, was that I started to get like more cramps. I didn't get cramps before, and I was like, okay, maybe it's just this month. But I feel like after like I got a lot of like stress and I was just put under a lot of pressure and my body was just really tired, I feel like for me those symptoms became more severe. So I'm pretty sure actually a lot of females will relate to this just in general, not just in the idol scene, but when you're stressed and your body's stressed, you are going to be having more severe symptoms. So I don't know if I touched up on everything that I wanted to talk about. I think I did touch up on most points, so I hope you guys like this video.